Welcome to Hair Up, Bra Off podcast. We're here to be your new comfort fix with unfiltered conversations on random topics and gossip. As two women in their 30s, Catherine, who's been chronically single, and Sue, who is happily married with 2 cats. So take your bra off, throw your hair up, and let's get into it. And men, if you're listening, take notes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the best podcast, best comfort show
Ever.
And today we're going to be talking about original experiences and how through TikTok, especially for myself, I started learning that a lot of the things that I do that I thought was crazy or something I only did or do is a shared experience with basically everyone. And so we're just going to kind of dive into that. And I think a first good example would be the fact that I find myself talking to myself a lot, doing fake arguments out loud. If there's a topic that pops up about something, I'll just be sitting in my bed. You know what? You make a really good point about that. But see, what I was thinking and what really happens is, and it's just like a snowball. And Sue does it as well.
Yeah. I think that number one, I don't know if you've seen at this point we get all of our information from Instagram and TikTok, which is, a problem on its own. But I think I saw either a TikTok or an Instagram, and it's about how people that talk to themselves are more intelligent. So I could be spreading misinformation, but I'm gonna stick to that because both of us fall in that category. And if we're not more intelligent, then at least we believe that we are, which is basically the same.
Can I just say I'm dying laughing because all the TikToks that I see, it says, if you talk to yourself, that's a sign of mental illness.
Oh, really?
Those are all TikToks.
Wow.
And then the person will stitch in and say, well, I guess I'm crazy then because I'm sitting here talking to myself.
Are you serious?
Arguments. Yeah. But
don't send me those videos.
But the thing is, I also don't think that's true. I think practicing arguments and talking to yourself is a good way just to stay conditioned, stay on top of your game. Yeah. It's all about practice in this life. And I'm practicing for when I will randomly talk about something with someone and some argument. I mean, who else to have a better argument than the smartest person I know, which is me?
Exactly. You know what I also do? I refer to me as a we also.
Yeah.
See, we were thinking, then we also thought, and I'm just like, now that I think about it, I'm like, who the fuck is we, bro? That is me.
So true.
And my 20 personalities are who the fuck, because it was only me this entire time. It just sounds crazier than what it is. Because one thing is talking to yourself is like crazy on its own, but then having full-ass arguments against a group of people, see what we were thinking, you see? What we thought.
I'm dying laughing because it's just like you're having this and then you get a glimpse in the mirror and you just see one person yourself and you're like, where did everyone go? Who was a part of this?
It's crazy because it's not even like I had two people, like two personalities arguing against each other, but I had 2 groups of people arguing against each other. 2 groups.
Yeah.
So how many people were living inside of me, we'll never know,
At least they're interacting with one another. They're not ignoring one's
and it's
existence.
always very respectful debate, which I like.
100%.
There's not like a lot of escalation, really.
There's no yelling. There's no name calling. I love when I'm making the argument and then I'll pretend someone else is talking. I'll be like, but see, no, like no one else. There's nothing like I don't need to yield time to someone. It's all in here. But I try to be respectful.
Imaginary time. That's so funny.
I try to be respectful of everyone's time. I try to keep these debates as civil as possible. And again, it's not something that I ever thought other people did. I thought it was something I did that was quirky, a one-off thing. It makes me whimsical. But it's like I see a TikTok of, no, I do that too. And I'm like, okay, so we really are all in this. But
also on the talking to yourself, I would always talk to myself and keep it, just to myself, like not voice it out loud, just in quiet voice, like mental internal voice. But then as I got older, started talking, and now I just walk through the streets of New York talking to myself, and I've realized I've started to look like those people. That's when you know you've lived here for a while, when you're just talking to yourself, and then I'm like, oh man, those people probably think I'm crazy,
But that makes sense. New York, it's a loud city. So you kind of have to be projecting your voice. You have to talk to yourself because There's already so much noise and what's the word? I'm really bad with words. What is like when you can't focus because there's other things going around? Like a lot of
Distractions?
chaos, distraction. When there's a lot of distraction, you have to talk out loud. Sue, you look scared for me. You literally
Distractions?
you look your face is like
Noise?
you try to hide your expression. You're like, wow, this bitch is crazy. And
Is it people?
I agree because that's
What
exactly
are the
how
things that walk that look like us? The things that are walking that look like us usually, and you see in a lot of places?
oh, I will say
Humans?
now that we record podcasts, I realize just how bad I am with like recalling words. Like your face is the same face that I have in my head when I'm sitting here. Like,
Mm,
what the fuck was I just thinking? Anyways, so yeah, New York has a lot of distractions. You need to talk to yourself out loud, be the loudest bitch at the party. But it's wild that you used to have these arguments internally. Ever since I can remember, I was constantly talking out loud. Like, I believe
mm,
God is listening. I'm always someone that always had it outside of my head, never like a
mm.
mental, just in my head. Maybe it's because I have so much going on in here. You know, I can
Right.
barely think of words that I have to remember to talk out.
Your thoughts are escaping. Your thoughts are escaping
Yeah.
you. Like, we don't wanna be in
Uh
here.
huh.
We need to leave through the mouth. We need to be vocalized so we can
We
escape.
need to get out.
They're
And
very tight in there. They're trying to just, like, make
s-
room, you know?
so, question is because you live with Ryan, your husband, you live with a husband. Do you ever
I
catch
live with
yourselves?
somebody?
Since
Damn.
when? Do you ever catch yourselves talking out loud to yourself?
Yeah.
Like, has you? Okay,
I hear
that's
him talk to himself. He hears me talk to myself, and we just the
That's a
cats
true
talk to themselves.
relationship. That's something that you don't think about. I think about because I've been single. I realize that my behavior, I don't think about my behavior because I don't think about someone else seeing me or acknowledging what I'm doing.
Yeah.
For example, Mackenzie came to visit one of our friends, and I started noticing that I make a lot of loud, strange, orgasmic noises a lot when I just do something
Yes.
simple.
Yeah, you do.
Like I'll just like get up and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh,
I
yeah."
noticed that
And I'm
a
like, "What?
while ago.
Why am I just now noticing?"
You were just finding out?
Mackenzie came over and I opened the refrigerator, I made a noise, and she looked at me like, "I don't know why I do that either." Like, it's just I've been so single that I didn't even, like, put 2 and 2 together, you know?
What's
So,
weird is that you're making those noises around your parents.
yeah, well, the thing is my parents are just as oblivious as I am, you know? Like, we're not one to, like, question the noises, we're just, like, all here and we don't even care.
From
So my
yeah.
parents, it's the one good thing, and maybe that's also bad because they haven't called me out on it, that I just assume I don't do it. I don't know, but yes, that's one of the things that I notice I do. And so I always think about if I do find a boyfriend, what am I going to do with all this added noises that I need to make? You
Yeah,
know,
this
I'm
is
so
reason
used to it
524.
to stay
All
single.
we keep doing is adding more reasons why you shouldn't get in that relationship.
Or I just need to find a partner who will just love it. You know, they
Basically
love
another woman.
chaos.
Just marry one of us,
I wish. I know for a fact sexuality is not a choice. And I say that with my full chest because every day I wake up and think, God,
right?
if I liked women, I would be more joyful. I would have more joy in my life. There would be,
Totally.
I would just be living better. And I can't live that life, unfortunately, because fucking straight. And it's like,
Well,
oh,
the next best thing is to be alone, I guess.
yeah, that's all I can do. I don't know. That's one of the arguments I'll tell myself. Like, I'll be watching a TikTok of these lesbian couples and they're just having the greatest time. And I'll be sitting there like, God damn it. And then I'll go into sexuality. Isn't it choice? Isn't it not fair? I just want to be happy with someone. Come on. But, anyways, another original experience that I thought I'd only do is that sometimes when I'm laying down on my phone or watching a TV show, if my pubic hair was long enough, I would just start curling it and I would mess with it.
Me too.
Yeah. And I thought that was a crazy, a whimsical thing that only I did. And then I saw a TikTok where a girl's like, when you shave and you try to go curl your hair and there's nothing there. And I just laughing like, so true. And mind you, the reason why I don't technically do it as much is I did get laser, which
You
means that
did?
I did get laser down there because I have very coarse, dark hair. Laser hair was the best thing. I don't recommend anything in life. I don't recommend anything. I don't tell people to do things, but the one thing you should do if you can is laser hair removal. It was the best
Damn.
thing. But the other thing is, what people don't realize is laser hair will doesn't eliminate the hair entirely. Like, I still get hair down there, but it's a
Oh.
lot more thinned out and more manageable. But it isn't enough. It grows so thin that there's nothing to grab onto, which is
Mm.
really unfortunate because I
'Cause you
do
used to play with
miss.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, all the time. Now what I end up doing is I'm just cupping my vag. When
Yeah.
I'm laying down, I'll just cup it, and that's just like a comforting
It's
mechanism
a
that I do.
comforting mechanism
Yeah.
for everyone, by the way, not just
Mhm.
for us. It's also for men. That's why they grab their balls. I just want to put that out there. And it's very perfectly normal. And you shouldn't feel
Yes.
ashamed of it. As your doctor, I will tell you that. But I
Just assigned
haven't,
yourself
I just
as
assigned
a doctor.
myself. No, maybe I'll look into it at some point. I've been telling Ryan that I was going to shave for the last 6 years of my life. And it hasn't happened. And this is just how I live my life at this point. But
Mhm.
I feel like if the more you shave, the thicker it grows. I'm just like, I
Mhm.
don't know,
Yeah.
holding
I
off, just keeping it there.
honestly, and again, the only reason why I decided to do it was because my hair was very thick and curly, and anytime I would try to even remove or shape it, I would get a lot of razor burns, a lot of ingrown hairs because my hair is curly. Even my leg hair and my hair down there would be curly, and I get a lot of ingrown hair. So that's why I ended up doing laser. And again, the nice thing is there's still hair there. I'm not bald, but it's just not the same. But I love it because
Interesting.
it's pros and cons. But
I will
my
look into
leg
it. You know
hair,
what it is? There's so many procedures for women. It's also wild.
don't even get me started. Hold on.
Because why don't I have hair in my eyebrows? But you know what I mean? Why do I need to remove hair from certain parts of my body and then add hair to other parts? It's annoying.
Oh yeah, it's like you're taking one battle and putting it somewhere else. I remember before I got laser hair treatment, I wouldn't purposely take a lot of collagen because although it would help me grow out my hair more, it would also mean that everywhere it would grow more. And it
Oh,
and it would I would be like, I don't really want that. But then once I got the laser hair, I started doing more collagen and it's helped my hair that I do want to grow a lot better. So I get what you mean where it's like you really have to pick your you have to be smart about the deliberation and the delivery and where it's going. As a woman, God, I don't even know. And I saw a procedure where people take their vag hair and they get eyelash extensions or permanent eyelash things. Yeah,
no.
stay
That
shocked.
is a
Uh-huh.
revelation. That is a
Mhm.
revelation.
And it's like you said, you remove a hair here and you're trying to put it somewhere else. It's honestly, it's
That
just a
is
continuous battle.
a revelation for me. That is so interesting.
Mhm. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's one thing.
wow.
It's still very new. I've seen very little videos of people actually doing it and it being successful.
But
Mhm,
listen, now that you're on that vacuum, because I feel like TikTok
mhm,
is really good at that, you'll be
mhm.
getting more and more of that. All of a sudden, you find like millions of people that have
Oh, yeah.
used their pubic hair as like fake eyelashes.
The other good thing about TikTok, though, is that you'll see a procedure, and what used to happen is, for example, I always wanted to get veneers. That was kind of my thing that I always wanted. I always thought it was perfect. But then as I got TikTok, I would see more and more videos of people who say it's the worst thing they've ever done and why you shouldn't do it.
Yes,
And it made me realize how much I like if I didn't have TikTok, there'd be so many choices and decisions that I would make based off the limited information that I have.
that's true.
But like
Do you
through
think that it
TikTok,
ever goes over though? Like for example, there is a real fear that I have of taking out my what is it called? Back molars. What are they called? Wisdom teeth.
wisdom teeth, yes.
Because of the videos, and they're like, "You're gonna get it, like this diseases." Have you seen those videos of taking out the wisdom teeth?
No. But
No,
I
don't get
think
into it. Because then you
I
go to
think
the dentist and they're like, "No, you should remove them." And then you're like, "But what about all the TikToks that I watched?" You know?
so I always think there's going to be a pro and con to certain things that are procedures that you end up doing. You're going to find a video on something.
But the stories of success are not the ones that are gaining popular. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's only the ones that, like where it went wrong and then they become viral. So then that's what I see. And I'm like, I'm scared.
I think of it more as how long has this procedure been out? Like, for example, the whole putting your poop pubic
Your
hair on
poop.
your pubic hair on your eyelash. Yeah, it's innovative, but I wouldn't do it because I know it's new. It's a newer procedure. I'm not going to get involved. Even if I see a million success stories, I'm very aware it's new. With wisdom teeth, I'm like, that's been around for a very long time. It's something people study. They have a lot
It's
of
true. That's fair.
experiments. So I that's one thing I wouldn't be worried. But again, I just think it also depends on the like how much you want it.
Yeah.
You know, if your wisdom teeth don't bother you, then I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, does it bother you? Do they bother you?
No, they don't, but they always recommend me taking them out because they're like, "Oh, they're gonna get, cavities or whatever at some point because 'cause they're back there."
Uh
And
huh.
I'm like, "But they're not really bothering me right now." So, we'll see. Maybe I'll get
So
it
that'd be
done.
the other thing. I think it's just depending how bad you want it is what you'll end up interpreting when you see those videos. Like if someone really
Mhm.
wants to, no matter what they see or videos, they don't care. I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know, one thing I've been noticing a lot of is people changing their eye color. Have you seen those?
I've noticed that too.
So
Yes.
they're constantly trying to push that new procedure out, and I just find it wild that people are even deciding to do that. It scares me.
There's, like, a limit. I think that I'm good, man. Like, I already
Yeah.
lived my life the prettiest that I could have ever been. I don't need to I mean, how can you get prettier than this?
Yeah.
And I don't need to get any higher. It's just,
Yeah.
that's just too much. Like, at that point, I need to leave some room for the others, you know what I mean? For
Amen.
something. So, I'm good, man. Estoy en mi peak, like Bad Bunny said. So, I'm on my peak right now. I don't need to, like, do
Mhm.
anything else. We recommend nobody do your pubes for your eyelashes or
Eyelashes. Yeah.
change your eye color. Like, whoever loves you is gonna love you for you. It's very true because at the end of the day, looks fade, and what
Mhm.
remains is your essence. So focus on your essence.
And your original experiences, you talking to yourself nonstop, having good arguments with one, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what else? Is there anything else? So the whole playing with my pubes, I used to love. Now I cup myself. I am a cupper. Usually typically when I'm laying down, I cup. I'm trying to see of what other ones that I've laughed at.
I mean, I saw one of with things that we used to do as kids where it was like, the drops of rain in the car, like following them.
Mhm. Yeah, I
And
do
then, like,
remember
just
that.
random like, somebody posted, like, a bunch of things that we would do as kids. One of them was that, the other one was, like, I forget what we would play with. But it's like everybody had the same experience as a child, basically, like, across the world. You know what I mean?
Crazy. You know what another one someone was saying is you for some reason when we were younger, our parents would yell at us when we would put the back light on.
Yes, that was one of them.
They would and I remember so many times my mom would just all out scream, yell, "No, the lights!" And I remember I think she told me
Why?
right? It was like a fear-mongering thing at the time where I think my mom even told me it was illegal and how it would blind her when we were driving, and that is the worst thing you can do. You can punch out the
My
window,
parents said it was illegal too, but it was never illegal.
right? And now that people do it as I'm older, I'm like, "I don't give a F. Go
Me
ahead."
neither. What happened? No, this
I
was a
don't know.
thing.
That was
This
right.
happened around the same time where all parents were, like, really afraid of the light being on.
Mhm.
What happened? That's a weird see? That's when I go into, like, this shit's a simulation. Because what
Mhm.
happened? Why were they all afraid of the light, and why would they get so mad and turn it off immediately when you would turn it on? And then why is it that we are not? Because I drive cars and somebody turns on the light, like, it's fine,
Yeah.
you know?
I think during that time, fear mongering was a huge thing where if one story got super popular and enough people watched it, it would ingrain them. And because there wasn't such thing as social media, everyone was regurgitating the same thing. They were seeing the same fear mongering and they would feed off each other, you know? So then, like, I'm pretty sure they probably heard one news story on Dateline. A kid killed his parents when he turned on the light by accident. And then I was
That's
like, oh,
true. But
writing
how
that
you
down.
explain the people being in Peru, like, we probably didn't have Dateline, you know?
I was gonna say they probably had a different program that emphasized that,
That's
you
true.
know?
Well, one story that I do have that I feel like people look at me like it's crazy, but it's a very big thing amongst Latinos. It's like one of those
Hmm.
things that, like, like one of those, like, popular, like, what do they call, like, myths or, like, rumors
Mhm.
that never went away. So we all heard, all of us from Peru, that like, we would make this when you would sign up for two parties at the same time, be like, oh, you're gonna be at two places at the same time. Who do you think you are? Like Gandhi,
Mhm.
the Indian monk?
Yeah, yeah.
and because the story was that he was in 2 places at the same time.
Really?
And that's
I never heard that.
see, it was maybe only in the Latin American community, but we all grew up thinking that he, at some point, was in 2 places at the same time, and so when I make that
Mm.
reference here, everyone thinks I'm crazy, and I'm like, "That was a thing."
But I'll ask my parents, but even, like, in Ecuador, I've never heard that, ever.
I'm sure it was a thing. Maybe it was just my
Is
family.
this your first original experience that you're, like, exposing yourself? I'm like, "What the fuck?" I thought you were about to say, like, David Copperfield or, like, a magician was in 2 places at once. I was like, Gandhi.
Gandhi, because he used to meditate, so at some point he could, like, be in 2
Teleport?
places at once.
I'll
Mhm,
have to
mhm.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I love that for him, and I'll definitely keep that in mind when you make your references, but I've never heard that. We'll
Okay, well,
spot
that's
that
my
down.
original experience. That's my original one.
You
And I'm
know
sure
what?
now they open TikTok, you're gonna hear the same thing from other people.
I know, right? TikTok has a way of knowing what I've been talking about or pondering, and it will
Mhm.
show up. But another thing
Yeah.
of fear mongering that happened during our parents' time was definitely MSG. I remember hearing that a lot. Did you hear that? Maybe not.
I
MSG.
I didn't because we would use it in a lot of our cooking.
No, same here. And then as I got older and I learned more, it's like salt is almost worse than MSG. MSG is just a seasoning. There's nothing
Yeah.
crazy about it. It's just what something people ran with, and it's just something that was intertwined in our lives that we just carried with us
Yeah. No,
that I
we
think
would use
about.
it on everything in Peruvian cuisine, so I think for us it was, if anything, I think we try to, like, have deaf ears for it because we were like, "No, don't tell us. That's, like, what gives our food
Mhm.
the taste." So we
Yeah.
just continue to use it, a bunch of those things, like, at the end of the day, I think everything is gonna give you
Mhm.
cancer anyway,
Mhm.
so why not just enjoy your life and be
Yeah.
less stressed?
There's so many people who have lived their life in the most healthy manner where they wouldn't ingest anything bad, and then unfortunately they end up getting something, cancer, disease. And then you have other people who do everything under the book, snort whatever, put everything up their anal, and they never get a cold.
They never die. Like Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen,
Yeah.
saw his documentary. That
Mhm.
motherfucker's still alive.
And
He's still
kicking.
alive and
And he's
kicking
and he's better than ever. When I saw him, I
better
was
than
like,
ever.
this man seems really coherent. He really seems like he is there.
He's with it, man. And he did, like, what, like, tons of cocaine in his life, like, insane.
Yep. That's exact. And another person, I remember I told Ryan this when we randomly talk in our ADHD, is RIP to Ozzy Osbourne, because he even said that the amount of drugs that he ingested, the lifestyle that he had, he doesn't understand how he made it past a certain age. Even doctors were shocked. They were like, "We want to take your blood and study it because why are you walking right now? Why are you
We need
okay?"
we need to know. We need to know. I almost feel like because they did so many things, they almost, like, prepare their system.
Yeah, yeah.
That could be another reason, you know what I mean? Versus
The
us, like, we can never.
tolerance.
We do, like, one too many drugs where we'll be dead.
I feel like if I look at a drug, I would overdose.
Yeah,
Just like looking at
exactly.
it, I'd be
We
done.
just
That'd
I'm
be it.
terrified in the New York City streets of, like, accidentally walking past someone smoking crack and, like, accidentally, like,
Getting a
smelling the crack
second
cocaine.
whiff.
I know, I'm like, "Fuck this." Like, "Stay away from me."
It's so wild because I always thought when I was younger, I always was thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll experience doing like a drug to see what it's like. Maybe I'll do cocaine one time. Maybe I'll be like a crazy older but put together woman who will try it once in her life. And then fentanyl came out, and I'm like, I'm never doing anything. Don't ask me. I don't even want to be around it. And there's now a stronger drug than fentanyl out there. It's a new one that was just, let me find out the name. I need to find out the name. I saw this and I was like, I
No.
don't even want to see drugs in my movies anymore. I don't even want to see it on my screen. I'm scared. Man, it is so scary nowadays. Hold on, let me ask. What is a new potent version of fentanyl that they just discovered? This is my like Google search history. It's the craziest. Fentanyl is what it's called. It
That's
is
crazy.
the new potent version of fentanyl, which we all thought fentanyl was the end game. But no, carfentanil is a synthetic opioid unlike any other. It is even
That's
worse than
insane.
fentanyl. So
That's
if anyone
crazy, man.
wants to look into that, that's why I'm like, my anxiety, the one thing I'm grateful for when it comes to my anxiety is that I could never do drugs because I fear overdosing like crazy. Back to what we were saying, she smokes crack now because she's in New York. She walks by it.
So I smoke crack now. No, I think it'd be really hard to get into drugs at this age. I feel like everything hurts and, like, everything is, like, fragile, so can't
Unless
do it,
it's a
man. Can't do it.
Tylenol at this point, I can't. Tylenol is all
Literally.
I can do. You know what I was just
Yeah.
thinking? So, you know how we started with the original experiences and how you don't realize your behavior, especially if someone's single. I just do crazy shit up the wall. Was there anything that you had to change when you moved in with Ryan initially? Was there a behavior that you thought of that you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this?
Well, I mean, I think overall that you just kind of have to be more considerate of somebody else. Like I used to
Hmm.
not really clean up that much after myself, and now I clean up a lot and
Hmm.
I take care of the household more. But maybe that's just part of growing up and wanting the house to be, clean all the time and in
Yeah.
order and having two cats. So that's just like part of that. But I don't think I changed. I had to become more tolerant because I'm less of a hoarder. If I lived here by myself, this would look like a very different apartment.
Hmm.
And, like, there's a Christmas tree because he likes Christmas trees. Like, I would have never put up any there's, like we have, like, storage, we have closets, like, I would not
Hmm.
have even, like, anything, so that's the only thing that now I just have to look at the things and, like, take a deep breath and be like, "Okay, they don't, like, affect me anymore."
Hmm.
But when I
Compromise.
was living by myself, there was not one additional thing that I would bring into my apartment. There was, like, a bed, a piece of furniture, like, just, 1 or 2 decorations, whatever's in the
Oh,
kitchen. Kitchen
yeah.
was always clean. So, yeah, so just have to, like, get used to living with somebody else, I guess.
Dude, so you really did have the most just bare minimal, like, aesthetic ever, where if you go into the room, it's just what is needed and that's it.
Literally, that's how I lived my life when I was living alone.
Mhm.
It was nothing else
Yep.
but literally my bed, the closet, whatever closet I was given with the unit that I was in, and, like, wherever my
Mhm.
lamp would be, and that was it, man, that was it. And then in
Yeah.
my living room, it was just a couch and I guess a TV. That was We have so many things in this apartment. Like, I'm looking around and there's so many things.
You're getting triggered
And
right now.
I'm literally getting triggered because why the fuck is there like a mini stair? There's like boxes, there's just like, bags, there's like decoration balls, there's like,
Yeah.
yoga mats and yoga blocks and a stretcher and like just everything. And
Yeah.
I wasn't that person. So I think, there's a monitor right here. Like all these things, these are Ryan's things. These are all Ryan's.
Wow. Yeah.
So it would be a very different, yeah, place if I was by myself, but that's the only I had to just learn how to be patient and
For me, I think the biggest behavior change that I would have to look into would be how I go to bed. Because I've noticed this when I have someone stay over and we're staying in the same bed. I get in bed and it takes me a while to finally fall asleep. I'm constantly on my phone. I have like background noise. I
yeah.
have a routine set up where it's more preferable for a party of 1, but for a party of 2, it wouldn't be. I'm constantly moving. I look at my TikTok. I have, like, 5 different things going on. I'll have my TikTok, my TV, and my iPad going. It's like the trifecta of entertainment before bed,
Mm.
and I remember one time I was saying there, I'm like, "God, if I was with someone, would I have to share all my TVs and my like, all these things that
And you'd
I'm
have
look."
to go to bed like at a reasonable time and way
Yeah.
earlier too.
Mhm. No tossing and
So that's another
turning.
reason.
Like, my
Not
behavior
tossing and turning.
before I go to bed, my behavior is like a Neanderthal. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
all over the place. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's another thing
That's
I
why
think
I
of.
think it's like good to like chill when we chill for it to be a weekend because like I don't care what time we go to bed. But if it was like a day-to-day basis, I'd be like, okay, we're going to bed. It's like 11 p.m.
And I'm like, "But wait a second, I just got into this thing on TikTok
No, 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 no.
about."
It's lights out, man. It's lights out. Can't
Mhm.
deal with it. But no, I mean, I feel you. Like that's something that you have to think about, and also like your morning wake up habits. Like Ryan cannot wake up for the life of him past like 7 a.m. I don't know what's into that white man that he has. It's like a German built-in like engine, but he needs to
Absolutely
wake up
not.
at like 7 a.m. and take his cold shower. It's just like a very, and I'm just like, this is aggressive for the
Yeah.
morning. Very
Mhm.
aggressive.
Yeah,
He
that's a
wakes
lot.
up at like 5 or 6 a.m. That's like his time.
But why? What is there to do at that time? Nothing.
No idea.
There's nothing
So
to do. Go back
exactly.
to
So
bed.
I guess that's another thing that it's funny because on TikTok you find well, not that I thought it was an original experience, but like, there's a lot of like Latina wife and like white husband
Mhm.
things, and it's all the same, man. It's all hilarious. It's like it's always a white guy doing everything, and then the Latina just like controlling them, and that's like the whole dynamic
Yeah.
of the
No,
relationship.
you don't realize how these behaviors foster into one another. or the
Literally.
shared experiences you have with others in
Yeah,
your relationship,
exactly.
especially when it's different cultures.
Yes. Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
huge one.
It's different cultures, but, like, in a way, it's, like, very similar, like, values, and, like,
Mhm.
I don't know, vibes. But anyway, I think that's my conclusion of the episode is that we have no original experiences.
And hey, share it. Be more open about it. Talk to people
Yeah.
about what you do weird because we do it too, you know?
Yeah, then you might
No
find out
shame.
that, using your pubic hair as an eyelash, it's common common practice
Or
with your peoples.
or more of playing with it when you're laying down, you know? It's a fun thing
Exactly.
to do. Come together. Let's not shame each
Come
other.
together, be part of a community, and don't be shy. Share with us.
Let's curl our hair together.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for being with us. And tell your friends, men, or enemies, we're not picky. Follow Hair Up, Bra Off everywhere you scroll. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.